going to definitely talk about SmackDown this past week, which was headline, which pretty much erased everything I said was going to happen. Because remember, for those of you who watched, what episodes that was over a month ago, wasn't it? Like it was like episode 70 something. I basically said the only way you can make this new bloodline work is for Roman Reigns to be destroyed by the new bloodline. Well, Roman Reigns said, fuck that. I'm going to whoop everybody's ass, not named Jacob Fatu. So you obviously saw the return. You obviously saw the return of the OTC, the original tribal chief at SummerSlam, and he took out Solo Sikoa. So Solo was upset, and he was like, yo, Roman, you're back, but I'm the tribal chief now. And if you want these being the Ulafala, come and take it from me. Roman came out, and he was like, I bet. And he took out Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, by himself, no help, no Usos, no debuting nobody. Because a lot of people thought that it was going to be a debuting another member of the bloodline or another member of the Anoa'i Fatu Samoan dynasty, because it's like a million of them, like gnats. So, hey, you gonna debut? Nah, Roman said, you know what? I'm about to light all y'all asses up. And he just lit them up. He first thing he did was attack the Gorillas of Destiny with steel steps. So he went in reverse. Instead of starting off with the steel chair, he started off with the steel steps. And then he basically had Solo by himself. Hit him with the Superman punch, set him up for the spear. The Ulafala slipped off after the Superman punch, and he had it in his hand. Like, he literally felt like Mufasa telling Simba to remember who you are, Simba. He was picking it up. He was like, he had it in his hand. And then he got attacked from behind by the God. And Solo, but keep in mind, Tama Tonga was holding that Ulafala kind of like mesmerized, like how Solo did when he picked it up. So I'm pretty sure they're subtly telling that story that the Ulafala is corrupting you with the power. They basically turned this into the Green Goblin mask. So whoever holds it holds pretty much whatever. Because Roman Roman is the tribal chief. Solo Sikoa is the tribal chief. We're getting that civil war, just not the way that I said it, because that brother. But then I want to get your thoughts on this. Mm-hmm. Solo and the God minus Jacob Fatu getting assaulted like this. Do you think that hurts them more now than ever? Because I said for this to work, they have to take out Roman. But if I'm a casual and I see Roman take them out the way that he took them out, why would I feel threatened? Why would I feel like he's in danger?
I mean,
same way with Solo. It's like, bro, you're yelling about, oh, I'm the chief now, but you a bitch up on the top of the stage yelling after you got taken out at SummerSlam, as well as tonight. Yeah. You the chief of what? Your tribe is getting destroyed in the ring. What are you the chief of? Hopes and dreams?
Nah, I mean, you pretty much put it as in a way. I mean, I can just say it's savable, depending on I agree with what was just said in the chat. I mean, but that's the problem, though.
You're relying on one person.
You're relying on one person. The entire group can't just be a Jacob kind of thing, because if that's the case, Jimmy Uso, then by freaking Jacob, if everybody's just expect Jacob to be that. And the only way that happens is if Hikuleo Solo's somehow like, I don't know, the new enforcer because of his freaking height. Before take the leadership role and kick Solo out, and Solo gets humbled. I don't know. That's the only way that would. Because then at least if that happened, it's like a whole different new threat or something. But either that has to happen or Solo's gotta just get some credible freaking wins, bro. Like,
that's the problem.
Mid Carter.
I see what Ken said. I see what Ken said on Twitter. He's like, they still have to take him out on because they're advertising him for this coming SmackDown, and but they're not advertising him anywhere else because he's working the limited dates. I could see them taking him out here, but still at the same time, you still have that because they said because Ken said his next date after this upcoming SmackDown is when SmackDown moves to USA, so he's going to be out until September. He's going to be out for the rest of the month.
September will be here in a blink.
It's the end of, but the thing is, it's the end of September. But yeah, like you said, the way these days move, it'll be here no time. Still,
it'd be different if they were gonna say like, oh, he won't be back till like
Royal Rumble.
I don't know, top of the year. Like, oh, that's a waste, But like, you can hold off to the end of September. It's just, bro, like.
How they do it. They got to do it. They got to do it right.
Yeah, and I get everybody's thoughts on like when Jacob gets there, it's a different story. It's just from what I've heard on outside opinions and just listening on different theories and things like that. It's like you got the people thinking The Rock is really just the real person behind the Solo craziness, and maybe he's orchestrating the strings. Could be a possibility. Leads to Rock and Roman, or Rock and Cody, or Roman and Cody. Everybody's playing these different possibilities out of what we'll get by WrestleMania season. What kind of blow off is Solo and Roman big enough to be its own thing? Many people don't think so. Honestly, right now it ain't. If him and Cody wasn't a big thing, him and Roman ain't gonna be a big thing either. Now the Bloodline versus the Team Bloodline, as people keep calling this. Sure, a Civil War, people will pop for that because they secretly want that. That's what they want. But they mainly want it because you'll get that slight little meeting between Roman and Jacob, right? But they actually want that one-on-one between the two. And again, the only way I can see this working is if, let's say they do the Civil War, obviously the Temu Bloodline would lose, I'm assuming. They lose. Jacob pulls a Solo on Solo. He then feels he's the tribal chief. Kicks Solo out. Now Solo's got to work his way back from the bottom. He's all humbled. Probably off TV for a little bit or something. Who knows? And then Jacob's over here forming a new little bloodline or something. And then it builds to
it's a million of them motherfuckers, so it'll work.
It'll work, and it can lead to it'll be Bloodline 3.0, but maybe it'll be 3.0 will probably be 10 times better than 2.0 for all we know. Guarantee you with Jacob, they're not gonna call it Temu Bloodline.
I see what you're saying, but it's just like at the same time, that's you run the risk of rinse and repeat.
You do, no, you really do, bro, and that's why.
So it's like
something's got to give. That's why I'm like
something real. SmackDown this Friday is really going to have to be like, okay, I'm going to literally pay attention to see what they do because it's not looking the best for this current bloodline because if one man took you out.
Exactly. And that's without Jimmy, without Jay, without Sammy. You get what I'm saying? Like,
without Paul barking orders, like one man.
And it's crazy to me because I'm like, I get that we talked about Solo adopting being the anti-Roman, right? The one that is thinking he's Roman, but he's not Roman, but he's everything that is opposite of Roman because of what the people want. They got what they want. However, where's the Solo that we either got in NXT that was street champion or at least the Enforcer Solo that was just as badass without having to say much. Now, a lot of people character work on the mic, but it ain't translating in the ring because he's not ready. So my thing is, if he's not ready, why would you put him in this situation to begin with?
My thing is, who is saying he's not ready? Are wrestlers saying he's not ready? Or
yes, everybody.
Wrestlers are saying
media.
it too? Okay,
Cody said it on a promo multiple times. If he's saying it, but you know,
that's promo on TV.
Know.
I'm talking about like actual people who's been in the business. That's why. True. That's been my thing because I want to make sure people. I want to make sure we're listening to people who's actually in the industry. I'm not talking about keyboard warriors.
I hear you.
I know you listen. I know you listen to Busted Open Radio. So that's why I want to make sure if there's.
Ironically, that's not even Busted Open. I've listened to quite a few little outlets of everybody saying a bit of the same thing on the media side. But what I mean when I say let's remember now, not every time when we see a promo, remember now, truth be in them promos too. Cody wouldn't just say that once. He said that multiple times.
He said that multiple times. It takes me back to when John Cena said that to Austin Theory. Exactly. And that brother ain't recovered since.
Exactly. Now the difference is obviously Solo is damn near, definitely not Austin Theory. He can recover. Right. It's just, again, when you really think about it, people forget how young Solo still is. And he did kind of get catapulted into the main roster relatively quickly at a time when the Bloodline was peaking, if you will. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's one of those things where, like, yeah, he's had main roster experience for a couple of years, but it still takes a while to find your true groove. And even though the promo skills have gotten way better, the look has gotten better, the in-ring still needs work. Because people talk about his limited arsenal, you know, like, oh, so many Samoan drops, so many spikes, so many, you know. But
then again, that's every member of the Bloodline.
I was about to say the same thing, though. That was my pushback, too, from what I've heard. I'm just going off what I've heard different opinions say, and I'm saying the same thing that you say, because you name me one Samoan that doesn't do the exact same different types. All of them adopt each other's movesets. Okay? Literally.
You see super kick. You see Samoan drop.
You see hip splash. Hip attack.
The splash.
Mm-hmm.
What other move you see?
A spike. Because the spike is pretty much a thing now. Headbutts, if you want to say that. That's really it. It's like the 6 moves of doom in a sense. And it's all.
And that's why when you see people like Jacob who does the whisper in the wind,
mm-hmm.
the moonsault. The moonsault. What else does he do?
The Impaler DDT that he did.
The Impaler DDT. When you see them do stuff like that, or when you see Jay finally adopt the spear, and you be like, oh, okay, you're doing something different.
Yeah.
Which is horrible when you think about it. But then again, when you think about it, you're looking at it from the fact that the crowd still goes crazy for every last one of them. So whatever they're doing is working. I think that's the reason why I'm always having pushback with Solo with this argument with Solo saying he's not ready, is because if he wasn't ready, as a lot of people claim to be, the crowd wouldn't give a fuck.
No, and that right there is what matters the most, because again, people forget
piped in noise or not. Because if you want to use the piped in noise excuse, you can. I have eyes that work. Mm-hmm. People are still reacting to this man.
Oh yeah.
So the piped in noise or not, they're still reacting to this man. So it's like whatever he's doing is working. And I think that's why I always have pushback when they be like, "Oh, Solo's not ready." I'm like, no, I've seen not ready.
Yeah.
And I've seen them not react.
Because let's think about it. Austin Theory, he's the perfect. If we're comparing, he's the perfect example to compare when we talk about not ready. When he was Money in the Bank, did anybody truly care?
No, everything was piped in. You can look at the crowd; you can tell they didn't give a fuck.
Exactly. When he was United States champion, did anyone truly care?
The second time they did, because it was kind of working, but the first time, no.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So it's like there are things that, you know, like I said, Solo, one thing he has on the side is his family, for one, and the history of the family, but also, like you said, those fans react, and it's better than no reaction. But there's still something that is missing for a next gear.
For sure. For
And
sure, there is something missing. I feel like the Roman Reigns light isn't working for him. If he
right.
finds a way to get back to the street champion
Hmm.
and evolve it,
Hmm.
because I feel like he hit his stride a little bit as the street champion,
I do.
just
Me
being
too.
no nonsense, screw everybody, let's just mess everybody up, let's fight. Like literally, this man stood to Gunther. He said, "I don't care about you being ring general or this match. I'm just gonna make you my bitch."
Yeah. I missed that solo,
We need to
bro.
get back to that.
That solo gave me shades of. I know John Cena tried to call it a Samoa Joe ripoff, which was kind of hilarious, but it's a good rip. I'd rather him be a low key ripoff of a Samoa Joe than a Roman Reigns, because
Right.
at least Street Champion Solo was wrecking havoc. He didn't give up who he was in front of. You know what I'm saying? And then on
He
top of
didn't care if
that,
he was Gunther. He didn't care if he was what's his dude? Come Tuesday. What was his name in NXT?
uh,
Shit. What was his name? Damn.
I know, bro. It's yeah, yeah.
Like he didn't care if you was big, small, savage or not.
Carmelo, yeah. Remember, he didn't care about Melky.
Carmelo, he didn't care. He did not care.
And
Yo, I'm ready for you. So Solo, it's like I'm ready for them to go into the next gear. I feel like one thing about it, because I want to definitely talk about it on today's show before we move to the basically what we're doing with Bash in Berlin and Clash at the Castle. I mean not Clash, because All In. Triple H's booking style is prominent with the Bloodline. He wants that shit to drag and drag and drag and drag. So I don't see them going into good full gear, pun intended, until probably close to Bad Blood. They're gonna probably write Roman off, and then when it's time to build the Bad Blood, that's when they're gonna go into full gear with Solo and the Bloodline.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. It seems like Bad Blood. There's a reason why they would obviously choose that pay-per-view to bring back. Knowing him, yeah, it's going to be for a build-up of some type of, literally, whether it's the Bloodline or just taking feuds that we've seen slowly building up. Like, we talk about New Day a little bit. That might be something that ties into that. It is in Xavier Woods' hometown, for crying out loud. Wouldn't be surprised if by that point, now I'm calling November-ish, but the more I think about it, he could get ready for his hometown where he could get that like hometown solidified win to then catapult him into his singles run. But who knows? You know. But you're right.
No, we can't predict Triple H's booking. He likes to throw everybody off.
Don't he?
So
When the club go around here, I'm a cactus. Bang, bang, gang, I don't owe you jack. When I'm in the ring, it's just me and my best friends. OC cutting no slack. Hollywood Miz, you can put me on the A-list. Gresh Unleashed, better put it on your playlist. Me and my fam be ballin' like the Bruce. Fight night, baby, hard hitting like Sheamus. Family first, yes, bloodline business. Winning all the gold, look at how they witness.